Hello, everyone. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and I am so glad that you guys joined us today. I have some really special guests today. Actually, this is a family show here that we're doing. It took me about 2 years to convince my husband, Joe Lambert, to come on, but he is finally here in the flesh. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Way to go, Joe.
And for the second time, we have Sharon Estrada, my cousin, who is from New York. She is here for the second time. She joined us last year. She's Andy's girlfriend. And then last but not least, we have Andy Hedden from the 1986 New York Giants. 1986 Super Bowl New York Giants, which I believe was the first one. And we were there for almost every game except that one because we couldn't get out there. So welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. This is really, really special, and I really appreciate you guys taking this time to come on.
Absolutely, V. I want to thank you, V, for inviting us again.
Okay.
We've been here 2,000 times.
And you're invited 2,000 more times.
Absolutely.
I mean, because, Andy, this is a real treat for us to have a New York Giant on this show from 1986. You know, I mean, that was the first Super Bowl. Joe and I were there for almost every game. We enjoyed it so much. Like, all the people on their team at that time, they know who Joe and I are. It's like Joe and V. That's all you have to say, Joe and V, and they still remember who we are. So that's special, you know, just being there. And, of course, getting all those free tickets and free meals and free drinks. Everywhere we went with the New York Giants, everything was free.
Absolutely.
You know, and that was a real treat because they brought in so much business. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, Andy.
Sure.
What would you like to share with us about the 1986 Giants?
Well, first of all, I'm going to give my former teammates a shout out. I'm in Connecticut, fellas, so you want to come up and hang out with me today, you know my phone number, give me a call. And plus, I'm going to invite my security right here, Joe Lambert, and my Rojo advisor. She dressed me every day, and I always my life insurance lady over there, V. Want to thank them all, give them a hand. Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right. So, first of all, I mean, we can talk about a lot of things. One of the things is just when I first got drafted, the first person I called obviously was Joe. You know, I hired him as my security guy, but you know how it is, right? Love him to death. So, and, you know, we grew up being, you know, young guys coming to grown men. So here we are today again. I'm 62 and he's about 63. You know, we've been friends, family, cousin for life, and I appreciate him to death. And his wife, man, you know, she came in his life, and Sharon came in my life, and so now they best of friends. So here we are, the four fools.
Speak for yourself. So here's a question. I know a lot of people are just curious about what happened after you retired from the New York Giants. They want to know, did you have to get a regular job? They want to know about how did you adjust to making all that big money making money from a regular job? Did you, you know, what did you do?
Well, the first thing I did,
walk us through that.
Well, the first thing I did, I played lottery and I won. So after that, I ain't had a job since.
Come on, Andy.
What I did, to be honest with you, you know, being a retired player, it's kind of hard to go from being on top of the world and then come back into reality. You know, that's sports. I've been playing sports all my life, so at first it was kind of hard to get back out there, but with God in my life and my friends having my back, I started out slow, but everything, you know, turned to where I'm at today. So my health is well. Because once again, she's in Social Security. She's telling me how to accept the things that I do get as I became older in life. So, was it hard to do? Oh, absolutely. But one day at a time, you can get there.
So when you say hard, what do you mean? Like you went through some type of withdrawal, some type of depression, or
Oh,
was
definitely.
it just like, you know, like from everybody knowing who you are, being in the limelight, to you just being just a regular person at the
Oh.
grocery store? What do you mean by hard?
Well,
what does
you
that
know,
mean?
you're never going to be a regular person, no matter where you come from when you come for that type of situation. But the hardest thing probably was me just moving back to North Carolina, and me living in New Jersey, New York, the lifestyle and stuff like that. So you just had to learn how to, it's like baby steps again. It's like learn how to ride a bike again, but once you roll it one time, you get back on it again, start over again. So, like I said, once again, the hardest thing the second hardest thing for me was probably just realizing that my career was completely over from playing sports. But I coach a little bit. I still talk to young men about life after sports, because we got a lot of guys out there that don't know what to do once they be released or they're no longer playing sports again. So, you know, like I said, you just gotta keep your head up and just keep it, you know, just keep marching. And like I said, just keep your life on that straight arrow, and the positive thing will still happen for you.
Why did you decide to move away from New York and New Jersey? Why did you move back to North Carolina? Why didn't you just stay in the tri-states and, you know, absorb that life and try to, you know, just kind of like get into, I don't know, commentating or
Right,
just whatever
right.
the New York Giants, I know they have all different kind of jobs. Like they have somebody to check to make sure that all your socks are pulled up to your knee, and
Right,
they
right.
have all kind of things. So why did you decide to make that move? You
Well,
just-
for one reason, I got kids and I haven't seen them in a while. You know, you're playing sports to keep you a distance away from them. And once I went back home, I realized that I need to be around them. So it gave me a chance for my son and my daughter to get on that level of being a family again. So they are the most precious thing in my life right now. So without them, there's absolutely nothing about me being a dad. So that was the main thing. I wanted, once again, to recount my relationship with my kids, because at that time, they were probably at the age of 15, 14, somewhere around there. So seeing me every day made a difference in their lives, and it may also be a difference in my life.
That's a great decision. Plus, you would have never met Sharon.
Oh, absolutely.
You picked her
Right.
up in North Carolina, even though
Right.
she's from
Let's
New
turn out the
York.
lights on that one, Clint.
Okay, she just woke up. Hi, Sharon. Tell us about when you and Andy met. How did you meet?
No, it's not hard. It's not hard. No, we actually met.
I was at the script joint.
We met at A&T Homecoming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we met
Nice.
during that weekend. We was at what was the name of
The hotel.
Yeah, it was a
We at the hotel.
It was at a. It's a.
He's
We was at a hotel.
He's joking.
We met at a hotel.
Okay,
She called me
so
4 in the morning.
Just A&T
it was
homecoming
right.
in North
It was
Carolina.
a party going on
Whatever.
in the hotel, and that's where I met him at.
Oh, okay.
I had $19 left.
Very well said, because he missed all that. We need to know the details.
whole thing. Yes. So I met him that night, partied.
I've been to those homecomings.
Yeah.
They're really, really
Awesome,
nice.
awesome.
And the funny thing is, you guys didn't meet until you were in North Carolina.
Right.
Correct.
But you were around the Giants the same time we were there, like in the 80s, and you were still in New York?
I
at
was
that
still in
time,
New
or
York.
was
Yes,
Raleigh?
I was still in
She
New
was
York.
a Jet fan for a little while until she
I
met
was
me.
not.
Then
No.
she gave
She's
me
a
Giants
Jet
fan.
fan.
No,
Oh,
he's
he had to
telling the
convert you.
story. He's telling the story.
And he is a great storyteller.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But yeah, I was still living in New York. So yeah.
Okay.
And
Brooklyn.
just,
You get Brooklyn shout out. Shout out to Brooklyn, baby.
A shout out to Brooklyn,
Pink House.
All of
Brooklyn
family.
in the house, East New York in the house.
Okay, let's talk to the stiff one over there.
Well, I can't. I can't ask him any questions, but you can.
Oh, yeah.
I told him I would.
Yo. So, Joe, tell him how we grew up, man.
Well, first of all, again, I want to thank my wife for allowing us all to be here together as a family. Andy and I go back from the days of asking each other's mother,
Yeah.
could we stay with each other, knowing that we haven't spoke to one of the mothers first. But as we grew up and they came to tell us that they knew what was going on with us.
Right,
as
they're
kids.
telling us that now, right?
I think that's called lying.
Oh, absolutely.
Back then it was a little white lie, maybe.
Yeah.
But we grew up, and like he said, we was all sports fans.
Throwing rocks at
sports
each other.
kids, playing baseball, softball,
Anything.
football. But one of the main things that we love to do in the wintertime is that when it would snow in North Carolina, all the kids would grab blankets and go out in the snow and play football under those blankets.
Yeah.
It was amazing for
Right.
us. Again, it was an era where
Dad
we
was
didn't
our
have
playground.
everything, but the things that we had, we made the best of it as kids.
Absolutely, Joe.
I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Nothing in the world.
That being said, Andy is my family.
Amen.
Beyond family, brothers, friends, all you can roll up into one. To carry that love for 60 some odd years has been fantastic. I came here in 79 in the state of Connecticut, right out of high school. I met my beautiful wife around that time, and we've been together, bless God, and it's been amazing as well. So again, thank you for the opportunity. I'm gonna hand you back over to Miss Lambert.
Hey, V, tell them when you were doing
Very
stuff
well
at me.
said. What?
Tell them that you didn't like me at first when we first met.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring that up. We don't even need to get into all that. We want to know about the good things. But
Oh, it
yeah,
turned out good.
I'll tell you real quick. When I first met him, I think it was like me and my husband drove to North Carolina. We were just dating at the time. It was like 1980, 81. And that was the first time I met Andy. He said, Joe, come and go with me. We'll be right back. They came back at like 4:30 in the morning, so I didn't like him. That's why I didn't like him. I was like, and I didn't know anybody there, and they just left me at his mother's house with his sisters, and I had just got there, so yeah, I didn't like him. But then I learned to love him, but I've always been true about how I feel about everybody and
Absolutely.
everything. And I love all of you guys dearly. I love my husband. I love Sharon. I love Andy. And it's just been a good relationship. It hasn't been perfect, as no relationship is with the four of us.
Right.
So yeah, me and Andy had a fight the first time, and you know, things like that. And I lost. And I'll tell you one thing, Joe and Andy are the best of friends. I mean, if Andy does not come up here this time of year, things are a little gloomy, then I have to buy him ice cream, give him extra money, and you know, things like that to try to pick him up. But when he knows Andy's coming, he gets so excited, and he just loves that. And you know, you could tell
That's what
those are the
family
people.
does.
That's right.
Family
Families
is.
stick together and they just love each other, you know, and that's
Absolutely.
wonderful. But Andy, I want to talk a little bit more about the Giants.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because one of the things that I enjoyed that you and Joe did together was like those promo basketball games.
Oh, yeah.
When you guys were like a giant short, Joe would step in and you
Yeah.
would put like a big safety pin in his
Yeah.
shorts or something.
Yeah.
And he got paid.
Yeah, you know,
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
you know, back then we didn't have something to fit Joe, so he'd wear some short shorts. You know, he'd be out there cheerleading, do a layup,
Something else.
do a layup. But no, on the cool side of it, man, he always been there when we need him.
Yep.
Thank you.
And they,
It was a
y'all did a lot
pleasure.
of promos. You
always,
signed
always.
a lot of.
His kids come around, we let them play. You know, we call him Baby Joe, but he ain't no baby no more. But he used to we hire him or whoever, but always keep it in the family.
Yeah.
But like I said, every time we needed Joe around, he always,
Fill the shoes.
always.
I remember the promotion you guys did with the Madison Police Department. That was really, really good. It was a big softball game. I think everybody in Connecticut was there. They signed like 1 million autographs. You had the New York Giants, you had some Jets, and then you had somebody from like the USFL, some of those guys. That was really nice.
Yeah, it was good times, you know what I'm saying? It brings out memories as V talking about it, right? So.
And it brings the community together, it brings the family together. And my son won Most Valuable Player for his athleticism, and he is a great athlete. It wasn't just because he was the only kid there.
MVP. MVP.
That's what it was, MVP.
MVP.
So yeah, we had some really good times. The Giants, the New York Giants, have always done a lot of promotional stuff in the tri-state area. They've done things in New Jersey, New York, and in Connecticut. And those are just two of the things that I remember. The basketball game. Who was the basketball game with? The basketball game that you guys played, they didn't have enough.
Local talent, whoever was in.
Oh, okay. I always remember that because Joe got paid $500. I was like, that was awesome.
You know, $8,500 a lot of money.
And then I think he was like signing autographs, Joseph Hammer, and he was like, nobody.
He was a giant for a day.
It was great.
He was a New York Giant for a whole day.
So you got a poster and got Joe Lamont on it?
That's worth some money. I'm telling you now, it's worth some money.
And another thing, those were the good old days. Another thing that Andy did was really, really cool. I still have, and I know you guys, you old school guys, remember the McDonald's cards. You would go to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal, and then you would get a New York Giant card. I saved like 2 of those. One of them I never even scratched. I could be a millionaire or something right now, but I never even scratched because the authenticity of it just, I just wanted to save it. The sentiment in just having a McDonald's card with your family on it. And I did a whole scrapbook on him. You know what? My husband went snooping and he found it. It was my own little secret. And then he went snooping or he ran into it. We only had a 1-bedroom apartment. You're bound to run into it sooner or later. And then he told everybody about it. But that was my own little private. He was like my hero. I was like, we have a family member who is like a superhero.
Bring tears to my eyes. Go on,
V.
Preach, girl.
Well, I mean, every single paper, and he's faster than LT, and I have the paper to prove it. If LT didn't play for the New York Giants, he would have been the #1 starter, and he was in every game. It could have started for any other team in the
Free
NFL.
agency wasn't
there. I think the 49ers
Yeah.
wanted him. Yeah, right, Andy?
Yeah.
Like a couple of teams tried to draft him. Yeah. So he brought a lot of joy to our lives. I mean, the things that we did together back in the 80s, it's just priceless. We will always have that New York Giant bond,
Absolutely.
And it is it's something that's priceless. And just like them going outside playing football with blankets. And I want to get back to that for a minute. How did you play in a blanket? Did you like cut a hole in it and put your head through it?
Nah, man, we just wrapped up and went for it. Hey, man.
I heard of flag football, but this is crazy.
It was the same blanket we slept under at night. That's all we had.
That's it. You grab it.
We grab it and go.
You make your tackles. Who's next?
Yep. So last question for you, Andy, because I think we're pretty close to running out of time. I'm not even sure. But so what are you doing right now? I mean, so talk about what's in your life right now besides, your family, your retirement, what are you doing?
So right now, all I'm doing is laying back and kicking back and enjoying the sunrise. I'm enjoying life. I worked so hard to get where I'm at at this time of my life. So I feel like as I could see my mom saying, son, take advantage of everything that comes towards you. So if you're willing to give me your money, I'll take it. Thank you.
Hey, if you're willing to give it to me, I will take it.
Yep, you will.
Yep. And we know, well, that wasn't the last question, I lied, but because we have more time. And we know that one of the reasons you retired from the NFL was because of an injury. Was it a concussion, pinched nerve, or something like that? Right.
So what happened was I was on a tackle and it probably came from an over period of time, being an injury, but sort of something happened in my neck, and it made my whole body go numb. And at that time, technology is not what it is today. So when guys have injuries like that, the majority of us just went here and retired. So that's what took my career out from under me. Just wear and tear. But the league itself, man, you know, I can't complain, man. I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, it's a lifetime dream. We all fantasize about doing something in life. So that was my main fantasy, just to be able to play on that level of football with an NFL team.
Come out of there with a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Went to Clemson, announced the championship. So friends and family for life. I just can't complain. I thank God every day, just having a chance, opportunity to show my skills, and I can't thank them enough. Just be happy.
That's
Absolutely.
You're divinely favored to have that opportunity.
Right.
I'll talk about my real little fantasy, my NFL fantasy. I was dreaming, I have a very athletic son. I was dreaming about making Campbell soup commercials like Donovan's mom. But that never happened because he quit. But Andy, I do have another question about you,
Sure.
regarding injuries. Did you see that movie Concussion with Will Smith?
Right.
How do you feel about that? What is your take on that?
Well, some days I wake up not knowing who I am, so it's true that concussion do really exist. I think it was a great movie and it explained a lot of things. I think that we don't take it as seriously as we should be. And is it real? Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got guys who have had these same issues today that the guys before us having it, but I think the league should step up more, do a lot more for us, just for that itself, right? Because over a period of time, it will get worse and worse. So like I said, man, if they can do more, it'll help us out a whole lot.
Right. So what would your advice be to, say, a mom that has a 12 or 13-year-old son or nephew or whatever that would like to play football today?
Right.
Knowing all that you know that happened way back then,
Right.
knowing all the details about, how you get a concussion, how your brain is unprotected. I didn't know your brain was unprotected like that. Your brain is not attached to anything. That's what that movie taught me.
Right.
And so when you headbutt or you get a hit, it destroys it. It shakes it, because it doesn't have anything to hold on to. So what would your advice be to young boys or young adults that are playing football at the Pop Warner level at high school or college? How do you feel about that, and what would your advice be?
Well, since the concussion thing have came out, I would think that the way things are taught, would I want my son to play? Yes, I would let him play, but on the same token, I would ask the coach to teach him how to tackle a different way than we did back in the days. We was we led with our face masks, helmets or whatever, but today I think they are trying to cut all that out, which is great, lead with your shoulder, but obviously there are going to be times when your head is going to be there anyway. So
it's a physical sport.
Yeah.
Contact physical sport.
A fact. It's just
if you do not hit, they're going to get a touchdown.
Fact.
And you won't have a job.
Hit or be hit is the name of the game.
Fact. Yeah. So really, I mean, just once again, would I let my kid play? Yes, I will let him play. So if your child want to get out there, just hopefully that you can go out there with the coach and hopefully they teach him the right way to tackle. And hopefully, if something do happen, that he'll be all right.
Perfect.
Okay, all right. Good advice.
Absolutely.
Because, if you have a young child, like 12 or 13, and they really have a passion for it, and you don't let them explore that passion,
right,
they're going to probably rebel or do it behind your back
anyway,
or find another way to do it, or as
right.
soon as they become of age,
right.
16, 18, or whatever, just do it anyway. So why not train them early on in life while they're young to do it the right way.
Absolutely.
So my husband was a free safety,
A hell of a player.
and in high school.
That is
Okay, and what did you do, Joe? You hit or you waited for somebody to hit you?
Well, I have been told
He gonna take the microphone now.
believe it or not, at 135 pounds soaking wet, I
was
was a
good.
hitter. Again, I enjoyed that game. Things have changed over the time, but if you enjoy sports and this is something that you hope your family or kids would do, then yes. Be prepared and understand that there is possibility that they may get injured or even hurt to one extent. But as long as you're there by their side, they would be more than happy to try to fulfill not only your dream, but their dream as well. But at some point, if it's not working out, then don't force them.
Right.
Because then there's going to be another saga to this story. When you force someone to do something, anything in life, you're not always giving your best. And if you play any sports, you have to know, you have to go out and try to give your best, because at that point, if you're only doing half things, then that injury would definitely come to you. So again, yes, getting back to my original question, that I played a game of football and enjoyed it as well. So, thanks again.
Amen.
Awesome.
Way to go, Joe.
What about you?
Way to go,
Well
Joe.
said, Mr. Lambert.
All right,
What
Joe.
about you, Miss Estrada? How do you feel about you have a grandchild that's like 12? Is it,
He does not like the sport.
okay.
He's into boxing. He likes boxing.
Boxing is a very contact sport too.
So
Yeah.
he likes
Wow.
boxing and basketball.
Basketball.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Well, yeah.
Okay, good.
So I just want to say thank you guys so much for being on the show. I love
Anytime,
you all.
V.
We have
Thanks
about
for having us.
30 seconds left. I'm gonna let Sharon have the last 30 seconds. How do you want to end this, Sharon? What would you like to say?
Why she putting me on the spot like this?
'Cause you're a natural.
Go ahead, babe.
I'm not. I mean,
Yeah, talk about you.
oh wow. Okay, so I am a paparazzi consultant. Paparazzi is a $5 jewelry that I sell. There is my website. Check it out. Have some fabulous jewelry on there. We have the Z collection, which is our higher priced jewelry, $25.
Okay.
Just go ahead and check it out.
Yep, just check out the website.
Just check it
You're
out.
under no pressure to buy anything, but
These right
I want to
here.
say thank you
$5.
guys. We're out of time. Thank you
right.
so much.
Go
And this is
Giants!
the
Go
David
Giants!
Goodman Reality and
Go
Truth Show,
Giants!
and we're on your side.
Monday
you,
night.
babe. Thank you.
Thank you.